Hello again. This is Kingston Town Administrator Keith Hickey with your latest edition of This Week in Kingston for the week ending November 5th, 2021. A lot going on, gearing up for our town meeting. We'll talk about that very briefly during the show and a few other things. We had a Board of Selectmen meeting this past week where some of the board made some decisions on a couple of things. First and foremost, we had the introduction of our new health agent. Kieran Kelleher is going to be starting here in mid-November. He comes from us from the Town of Plymouth Health Department. Had the opportunity to meet and interview with Kieran during the interview process and talked to him a couple of times since then. I think he's going to be a tremendous addition to the community. He's going to do a great job for us and is somebody who I think is going to be very, very capable of working with all of the people that he deals with in a very collaborative way. So we're excited to have him start. He is the last department head we had to fill, so we will have a full complement of department heads moving forward, and very excited to have the team of people we have here. It's really come together very nicely, and excited to have everybody working together for this community. With that, we also had, there was a quick public hearing. The construction company that's building the apartments up at the mall have asked for an above ground propane tank that they'll use to provide heat for the temporary heat anyways for the apartment buildings while they're working inside over the winter time to get that project, keep that project moving. So that was approved. And we also have a request from a company called Green Resources, who already had an agreement with the town of Kingston to have a retail marijuana facility in Kingston on a piece of property in town. For one reason or another, the property owner and Green Resources couldn't come to terms on a lease. So Green Resources has come back to the Board of Selectmen asking them to sign a new host community agreement for a retail marijuana facility in another part of Kingston that meets zoning requirements and things of that nature. So we had a conversation with them. They're looking to relocate to, I think, 30 Industrial Drive, up near the UPS building, somewhat near the hockey rink, just to give you a feel for where you are, up behind the Big Y. They're also looking to have a host community agreement, excuse me, to expand their business and also have a growing operation up there. So the Board of Selectmen heard from representatives from Green Resources, asked some questions, had an overall conversation. The host community agreement is going to be reviewed one last time by Town Legal Counsel. They'll be doing that sometime over the next week or so. And I anticipate potentially having a special Board of Selectmen meeting at some point in the next couple of weeks to have the board consider signing the host community agreement for both a retail location and a growing location. Part of the reason for the need of a special selectmen's meeting is, as I'm sure everybody's excited and aware about, on November 16th, which is a normal board meeting, we have our special town meeting. So there won't be a second board meeting on the every other week like there has been. There'll probably one on November 30th. I think Green Resources would like to move a little quicker than that. So if we can put a couple of agenda items together for a quick special meeting, we'll try to do that for them and try to keep things moving. With that, as I mentioned, our special fall town meeting is going to be held on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, November 16th. Our special town meeting will be at the Kingston Collection. We had talked initially about having it at the intermediate school auditorium because of some of the COVID restrictions with masks. The Board of Selectmen reconsidered that and thought it would be best to have the meeting at the Kingston Collection, so masks would not be required. If we held the meeting at the intermediate school, masks would have been required. So rather than risk having a situation with people not wanting to wear masks, we thought it might be just easier to have the special town meeting at the Kingston Collection again, to have the ability for people who don't want to wear masks to be able to do that There also may be, excuse me, a vaccination clinic up there at the same time in a different room. So if you're interested, please stay tuned to that. There, I know the Board of Health is trying to establish and have the opportunity for people who want to get either vaccinated or have the booster shot to be able to do that either before or after town meeting, or if you want to walk out of town meeting quickly to get that done, you can do that as well. So there'll be a lot going on that evening. We've got a number of articles. The town moderator, Sean O'Brien, and I will be taping a TV show in the very near future that will be broadcast later during the week of the 6th and all the following week to do a brief overview of all the different warrant articles that you'll be asked to consider it at the special town meeting. So stay tuned for that and watch out for that. What we're hoping to do with that show is to provide you about a half an hour show that will give you a quick summary of what the articles are for, what the anticipated costs are, and how they're going to be paid for. So hopefully you find that useful if you do intend to go to town meeting. I want to thank, lastly, I guess, thank the town employees, primarily of the streets, trees, and parks, the water and sewer departments, and the fire department for all of their work and to try to get our power back and work with Eversource to get the power back over the most recent storm that we had. I think people initially, at least, didn't appreciate or understand the amount of damage that had been done around town with down trees and down lines. And I know people got a little frustrated with how long it was taking Eversource to respond and restore power in some parts of town. And while we certainly understand that, I think it's important for people to understand just the amount of damage that really occurred and how quickly Eversource was able to react because in large part of the efforts of the fire and police department, fire and public works department. So I want to thank them for that very, very much. Hopefully everybody's had their power restored by now. Everybody's happy, and unfortunately it's getting chillier and we're getting ready for winter. So with that, I want to thank everybody very much for watching this week. Again, stay tuned for the special town meeting show that will be on over the next week and a half or so. And I would hope everybody would take an hour and a half, 2 hours on the 16th to please come to town meeting and vote for the different items that will be discussed and debated and asked for support and funding on. So with that, I want to thank you very much. If you have any questions on anything, please, again, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again next week.